Hello, I hope you're doing great. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about how you can contribute in FairPlayTube. Remember that FairPlayTube is an open source platform hosted on GitHub and that we are always welcoming new collaborators. Now, before we continue, please remember to visit fairplaytube.bticostarica.com, click the Buy Me a Coffee icon, and select a donation of your preference. This will allow us to keep the videos and products free for you. So let's start. So the repository is hosted on GitHub. You can look it. The name is FairPlayTube, right? And once you are on the main page, you will see like how you can contribute and all of the guidelines, right? So if you already know how to use GitHub, one of the things that we are doing is we are marking the open items as good first issues, right? So anything that is marked as good first issue is actually meant to for new users, for people who want to contribute in the platform, right? So if you want to contribute, you will go to issues, you will go to filter by the good first issues, right? And you will find a lot of tasks in there. Then what you will have to do is, okay, you click on it and you start commenting that you want to do that issue, right? And we can start um, guiding you about how to do the things, right? So let's do an example. In here, I open one name, add a PayPal email address column to the user profile table, right? I already assigned it to me so that no one else take it. Very important. If an issue is already assigned, do not take it because there is another person already working on it, right? So this issue says in the FairPlayTube.database project, add a new column to the user profile table. The column must be named PayPal email address and it must be an endbar of 500 characters and it should be nullable, right? Regenerate the data access using EF Core powered tools. Now this is really important. If you don't have EF Core powered tools, you can go to Visual Studio Extensions, Manage Extensions, right? Look for EF Core, and you will install this extension. I already have it installed, so there is no problem. That extension will allow you to right-click the project and you will have this item available. EF Core Powered Tools, and with that you can do reverse engineer. So in here you do reverse engineer, you select the database project, right? You click OK, and you select the tables that you want to add. If you are adding a new table, the new table will appear in here without the check, so you need to select it and then click OK. And you need to make sure that when this screen appears, everything is the same name, the same namespace, the same folder for models, the same name for the data folder, and you must have the use data notation attributes to configure the model checked. This should be checked, right, or enable. Then you click OK, and it will generate everything, right? Now I haven't done any changes in there, so everything is pretty much the same. Now, remember the task was asking me to add a PayPal email address column to the user profile table. So I'll go to the database project, right? But the first thing you need to do is create a branch, add PayPal email address, right? Okay, you create your branch. Make sure to make it from main, right? And now we go in there, we go data access, sorry, database, right? We go to DBO, tables, and we look for the table name user profile, and we will add a new column, email, uh, PayPal, email, address, and bar car 500, and it should allow nulls, right? Now, one thing I didn't put in there is if we should um, have a unique email address. So yes, I don't want multiple persons to use the same PayPal email address as a security requirement. So we'll add it in here. User profile, PayPal, email address. I haven't added this in the requirement that I just realized it. So you select which column and you need to specify this column as unique. So, okay, it has a unique index name, user, unique index, UI underscore user profile, PayPal email address on the PayPal email address column. And that will make the PayPal email address a unique field. Okay, no one else can have the same PayPal email address. Okay, so I already did that, right? So you build, you verify that there are no errors in the solution, right? Now, the other thing that you need to do is do analysis, run code analysis, and make sure that all of this is actually in zero, that there are no messages, that there are no warnings, and that there are no errors, right? The other thing that you should do is running the tests, right? So basically you open the Test Explorer. If you don't have it in here, you do test Explorer, and it will show up in there. It will start running all of the tests in the platform, right? Make sure that there are no failed tests, right? And if there are failed tests, please indicate in the ticket or in a discussion that there are tests failing so we can fix them. Okay, so this will actually take a while to finish running, and then if everything passes, um, we can continue. Okay, so all of the tests did pass. Now it says regenerate the data access using EF core power tools, so that's why we needed the power tools, the extension installed. Now I have seen that the EF core power tools sometimes uh, fails. So there are two solutions. You compile the project again, so it compiles the database, right? Or you can, if that doesn't work, you close Visual Studio and reopen it, right? Now I can right click in here and we regenerate this. We select the database project. I click OK. So I I didn't modify or I didn't add tables, so I will just continue with that. Click OK, right? So everything was generated. Now you go to Git changes. If you don't have this in here, you can go to View, Git changes, and you can compare. Right click, compare with unmodified. So you see that it added an index to the pay to user profile. It also added the PayPal email address, right? And since it allows null, this is not marked as required. And now in the table, it actually added the PayPal email address and it created the index, right? So then you stage that and you say something like, you put a comment, adding PayPal email address column to user profile table. Commit the changes. You push the changes so they go to the server, right? And then you create a pull request. In the pull request, you will see that we have this template in here. In the description, you can put any description, adding PayPal email address column to user profile table. You make sure to put in here, in this case, you put me, right? Assign or put yourself, right? And the reviewers, make sure to choose me, which is this user, right? And then in labels, make sure to use these same labels and the same milestone and everything that are on the ticket. So the labels are enhancement and good, good first time issue, enhancement, good first issue. The project is phase one, and the milestone, I believe it was job system. Yeah, job system, right? And in here, solves GitHub issue number, you add the number of the issue. It's in this case is 386, 386, and you select it, right? You create the pull request and you mark the things that you did. So reference the related issue task, yeah. Created, updated, automated tests for related controllers. In this case, there was no need to do that, so leave it unchecked. Verified all the automated tests are passing locally, right? And add reviewers in case you add the reviewers. So after that, you will see that this will start running a build process, and then someone else will go and will be able to approve your pull request. You see that here, for example, I have these review changes. So I will do either command, write request changes or approve, depending on the actual code changes, right? And what's need to be done in there. And what once that has been approved, we'll proceed to merge that into main. Thank you very much and have a great day.